Hello, hello. Welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa, and today I'm teaching you how to do your makeup like Reneé Rapp. I am such a huge fan of Reneé Rapp. I love her music, I love her acting, and obviously I love her makeup. It's super cool girl, it suits her really well, and it plays really well with the trends that are currently cycling makeup-wise, so I just thought it was a no-brainer. I had to do her look today, so I'm going to be dissecting, diving deep into her look, and telling you guys how you can achieve it. So if you want to learn how to do your makeup like Reneé Rapp, let's talk beauty. Okay, so I'm starting barefaced today because I kind of want to do my makeup with you guys and like do it as we go along and as I explain things. That may be a little bit easier for me. But let's start off with like the overall look. I feel like Reneé 100% has a signature look and she's very consistent with it. The only thing that varies is the intensity. So there's always gonna be an eyeliner. She's always doing an eyeliner. It's a little bit grungy. It's a wing, but sometimes she has a little bit of shadow. Again, depending on the day and the event, the intensity varies. And then she has like really clean skin. She's sculpted. She has a little bit of blush. The freckles are also a nice touch in there. So it's like a very cohesive look that she's always doing in one sort of variation or another. I think it's super recreatable and I want to break it down step by step now. If you've seen a few of my celebrity videos, then you know what's coming, but I want to like dissect this further and kind of show you guys how I recreate it and how you can recreate it too. So we're gonna be starting off with the eyes today because obviously this is the wing liner look. It is a little more complicated for me, who personally does not really do eyeliner ever. Like, I don't really do it, so I'm out of practice. I need my time. If you're in the same boat, no shame, baby. Let's start with the eyes. So, as I said, it's always an eyeliner. There's always a form of eyeliner, whether it's like super chunky or super fine. Sometimes the wing is super extended, sometimes it's mini. She's always lining the waterline and the tight line. She's going all over with it. Sometimes she leaves it like that, but I've also seen her with like a brown taupey eyeshadow. It's matte most of the time. Sometimes she does add a little bit of a shimmer in there. So I feel like it's a very easy look in theory. The lashes look really natural. I do think she uses falsies a lot whenever she's doing like, you know, music videos, red carpets and whatnot. I really like how she adds a little bit of taupe on her lids. I love that look. It gives it more of a grunge worn-in look, so I'm gonna go for that. I'm using the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint in the shade Smell Before Rain. This is a taupe and it's just perfect for this look because it's light enough that it kind of looks like your skin, but at the same time it has that extra oomph. And I'm just like adding it all over. This, even though it's a liner and it is pretty precise, it must look like it's lived in. Like from what I see in all her pictures, it looks like it's a lived in look. Like it looks a little messy and that's part of the appeal. So I want to honor that, and I feel like starting off with this color kind of helps move things along. Moving on to the eyeliner, aka the most intimidating part. Don't worry about it because she usually does different variations of this look. So if you want to go super full out, you can go super full out. If you don't need to. I'm going to be starting off with a pencil and I'm just going to line my waterline and my tight line all over, even on the inner corner, because she does do that, so. And if you fuck up or smudge something, it doesn't matter because you're gonna be, you know, a little bit smudged anyway. I think it's part of the charm of the look, so no worries at all there. Now, I'm gonna go in with the same one. You can go in with a liquid, you can go in with, I think she uses a gel liner to achieve that super nice wing, but you can do whatever works best for you, personally. I feel like this is like the easiest for me. You could even go in with a shadow if you want to, but I'm kind of just sketching out the wing at first. And I'm gonna be using, of course, my finger to wing it out. And then I'm gonna go in with a brush and lightly diffusing that. Okay, I may be complicating myself, but I feel like this look definitely has like layers to it. So now, to get more of a precise sharp wing, I just dropped it, but I'm going to be using the Suva Beauty Hydra Liner in the shade, this is Doodle, so it has a white and a black. I'm going to be using the black. I really love this formula because I find it a little bit easier than a gel or just simply like a felt tip liquid liner. So I'm gonna grab a tiny brush and I'm just gonna run like a skinny line where I already laid down the product before. Like I laid the groundwork. Now I'm just gonna sharpen that, if it makes sense. And I'm gonna go doing a line all over. She really does bring her eyeliner all over. You see how that just sharpened things up? Okay, so I feel like we're there, sorta. I never wanted to go super crazy. Obviously, you guys know me. You guys know I'm not a super crazy makeup person in general or super crazy liner person. I just want to do one last thing because I'm super extra. I want to go in and just stamp the liner with a shadow because I just want to, and also because she has that lived-in look. I feel like a shadow really helps. I mean, it helps set things, but also makes things a little bit softer and smudgier. And I think that just works perfectly. So I'm just gonna grab a little, like, tiny bit of a black shadow, nothing crazy, and just stamp along my eyes to soften things up. There we go. With the same eyeshadow brush, I'm gonna grab a little bit more black, and we're gonna stamp it at the bottom. We're gonna do it really, really lightly. Again, it depends on the intensity of what you're going for, but because I have tiny eyes, I feel like this is easier. Just gonna smudge it out a little bit further with everything that I keep dropping with the other brush that I used to smudge out the liner. For the lashes, as I mentioned, she does usually use falsies, mainly like outer corner. I don't really have any falsies, and I don't really prefer falsies. So what you're going for is volume, not super lengthy. I just think it's like volume and curl, because from what I see, her lashes are usually like kind of chunky. It goes with the look, and it aids to the blackness of the, you know, what you're going for, like framing the eye. So I'm gonna use a volumizing mascara today. And again, I forgot to curl my lashes. And I'm just going in with a few coats. I think we should do the eyebrows. From what I see in all the reference pictures, her eyebrows are very bushy and nice. And they're just overall like really fluffy and defined. So do whatever you want to do with your brows, whatever you need to do, truly. So I'm just gonna like quickly fill them in and set them, because everyone's brows are different, so there's no point in like trying to recreate her brows. Okay, now it's time to move on to the base. For her base, I feel like it's very, very simple. She's always doing more like healthy satin matte skin. Sometimes there's a bit of pinpointed glow, but mostly it's from the emollient products that she's using on her cheeks. It's very simple. It's just like a medium coverage. It looks very healthy. It looks natural, but it still looks like you're covered. No crazy glow anywhere, and I love that. So let's get started in recreating that. I'm using more of like a matte satin base to recreate this. Same goes for concealer. I'm using more of a satin matte product, nothing too glowy. And it does have a bit of coverage because obviously the eyes are a little bit intense, so any blemishes are also covered with concealer. While doing my research, I obviously always like to see which products are actually used, the steps that the makeup artist takes, or the celebrity. In this case, it's more like the makeup artist than Renee. And I didn't find much, admittedly. There's not a lot of information out there. And I don't know if she uses a powder or not. I'm willing to bet that probably a little bit of powder is used at least, especially because her skin doesn't look super glowy. I'm gonna powder just a little bit with like a loose setting powder. I'm not doing a lot because the skin is already pretty like matte. Especially under the eyes, I do want to add the powder because otherwise things can be prone to moving. If there's like a little bit of emollient product there, things can get messy. So once the powder is on, let's move to the cheeks. The cheeks are very much like a complement to the rest of the makeup. Renee has like just enough cheek products to like add dimension and liven up the skin. I feel like she focuses more heavily on blush, something that's a little bit more glowy. As I said, sometimes there's like pinpoint glow and shine, but I don't think it's necessarily because of a highlighter. It may be because of her cream blush, because I did hear that the makeup artist uses a cream blush and a cream contour. So I feel like the glow might be more natural and coming from those products. She does use like a contour stick to contour all over the face, add that structure and dimension. And as I said, a glowy blush that usually is more like, I'm not gonna say it's super vibrant, but there's a little bit of pink or peach to it depending on the day. The makeup artist did say that she uses a few. She didn't name a specific one, so you can kind of like choose the one that you like most. I would go more for like neutrals though. And then my favorite part, freckles. Renee loves to do freckles on all her looks. I love freckles. I think they add something super beautiful to a look, and she agrees. So you know what? I feel like we're both on the same wavelength, and that makes me super happy. But let's do some cheeks, shall we? Because every second that passes, I'm feeling more like a bad bee. So I'm gonna use a little bit of a stick contour. I don't like to go in directly with the stick. I like to take it into a brush and like really prime the brush. And then I'll go in and contour. Her cheekbones are chiseled, so we need a little bit of help here. Going in with a stick blush, and she really focuses the blush to the apples of the cheek. It's not super intense all the way back. It's mainly focused on the apples and then blended back. As I said, she says that she does like a glowy, blushy cheek. And I can see that, but from all the photos, it doesn't look overdone. It looks very natural, like it's just a natural color there. It doesn't look like, you know, she's going for all the blush forever. So I'm gonna apply not a ton of blush. It might look like a lot, but as you know, blush is the first thing that fades from your face. Just adding a little bit to the nose. And now the best part is the freckles. So I'm gonna kind of highlight the ones I already have. And she likes to do a little bit of a cluster like on the nose. And then more sporadically like all over. So it's more of a subtle freckly look. It's not super intense, which I like that. I'm still learning how to do that though. For the lips, it's very, very simple. The lips are always like a nude gloss and a little bit of a lip liner. The lip liner is a little bit deeper to add a bit of that contrast and like a little bit more pout, but you rarely see her with like a bold lip color. It's always like a pinky or brownie nude, so that's what we're gonna go for today. It's nothing complicated. So I'm first starting with like a deeper nude liner and just lining. Okay, so unfortunately, it wasn't recording when I applied the rest of the lip products, which is so fun for me. But all I did is go in with like an opaque nude gloss and just applied it on top of the lip liner, and that kind of made everything pop a little bit more. The lips look a little more plump and juicy. I really love it. Again, nude is gonna look different on everyone, every color, depending on your makeup, on your skin tone. So she uses a few different nudes. I just went with one that worked for me, and I think it looks really fire. I think it looks really nice. What about you guys? Let's take these off and continue on with the video. But I really love this. Her look is super approachable, and I feel like it suits a lot of people. I'm vibing with it. I'm feeling very bad bitch Reneé Rapp style. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to do your makeup like Reneé Rapp, I want to give you a few product recommendations, things that Renee actually uses in her makeup, and then some dupes that you can find in your collection or find for cheaper if you want to. As always, these are just suggestions. You're not meant to buy all these products if you don't want to, but if you do, links are always down below. Okay, so starting with the base, I found an article where Renee's makeup artist talks about the Kojin Dough Maifanshi Aqua Foundation. I used to have this way back in the day, and it's a really, really fabulous foundation. It's also really expensive, but it's a lightweight, long-wearing liquid foundation that creates a natural looking glow. It's more on the glowy side, but it's more healthy skin. You know, it's not super dewy. It's just, you know, your skin is glowing from within, you're healthy, you drink water, and it's really, really an amazing product. product. Shade range is fucked. Truly, really bad shade range, but the product is really, really nice if you can find a shade that works for you. And if you want to swing $96. She also uses the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection foundation, which we've seen quite a bit. I feel like celebrities use this one quite a bit. This one is $69, so it's a lot less expensive than the Kojendo foundation. It's still pretty expensive. Better shade range, and I feel like this one is a little bit more matte. It's not like a matte foundation, but it's more satin. It's not glowy, it's not luminous. It's not gonna give you that. It has more of a natural finish. It is a medium coverage. It's hydrating. It is a lovely, lovely foundation, and I feel like it gives you that perfect in-between dewy and matte look. So satin, but it's really healthy. Like you do look healthy from within. So it is a beautiful product. If you want to get that look for cheaper, I already talked about this in I think my previous celebrity video. We also did this comparison, but the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear 24-Hour Foundation is a great dupe for all of these like high-end foundations that are skin-like, not super dewy, not super matte. This one is perfect. As it says, it's a Freshwear foundation, so it's gonna look like skin. It's gonna look beautiful on you. And it used to be one of my favorite foundations when I owned it. It's beautiful. It's $16.99, and it gives you that same look. So medium coverage, you can build it up a little bit more, but it's always gonna look really skin-like. There's a skin-like finish, and it looks really expensive without needing to be expensive. And then for concealer under the eyes and for blemishes, her makeup artist uses the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which is another favorite. I've seen a lot of celebrities use this one, and for good reason. It is a fantastic concealer. It's $32. It's a bit steep. The shade range is a little wonky because, I don't know, there are a lot of light shades and a lot of different undertones, and they can be a little fucked like all over the place, but it is a great concealer. It doesn't look matte like cakey. It looks matte like, you know, skin-like. So it is a really good concealer. Nars has quite a few concealers, but yeah, very beautiful concealer, very matte. It works on the face and under the eyes. If you want something, it's not the same presentation, but it kind of gives you the same look. My computer's going a little crazy, but you can use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop 24-Hour Full Coverage Matte Concealer. This is more of a full coverage. It's a matte, but I would say it's more of a satin matte. I have used it and I really enjoy it. It's $9.50, so the price is right. There are quite a few shades of this as well, various different undertones, and it's just like the perfect everyday concealer. It's honestly not super heavy under the eyes. It's super lightweight. Don't let the word matte scare you. It doesn't look chalky or heavy under the eyes, and you can also use it on the skin, and it lasts a pretty long time. So even though it's not like the same presentation as the Nars one, it kind of gives you like maybe even a little bit less of a matte look because it's more of a liquid formula, but it always looks very fresh and skin-like, not super dewy. As I mentioned, she doesn't really talk about a powder, so we're not talking about a powder. If you need a powder, use one you already own. So we're moving on straight to the cheeks. Her makeup artist has talked about the Westman Atelier Face Trans Cream Contour Stick. This is a $48 contour stick, and there's only 3 shades. The shades look really deep, and like they don't look super warm in the swatches. Like, I mean, they do. The lightest one doesn't look super warm. The other 2 look a lot warmer. I think $48 for this is you know, it's not a lot of product in the tube or the component, and you know, it's mostly the name. I've heard a lot of people say it's a good product. It looks beautiful on Renee, and it definitely works for her. It's hydrating, it's a natural finish, it blends really well. It's a good product. You can also get a mini if you're really into this and you want to spend less money for even less product. But if you don't, there are a bunch of different like contour sticks out there. One that I found that has similar claims is this Kiko Milano Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour. It only has 2 shades, so somehow it got even worse. But this one is $15.50, and it also has, it's a super blendable Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour. It has hydrating African walnut oil and skin soothing pistachio oil, so it has those skincare ingredients, and it is easy to blend. It has that hydrating component to it, and the shade, I feel, at least for the lightest shade, looks really similar. Maybe this one's a little bit more cool tone. So if you're looking for something that's cooler tone, unfortunately, you're not gonna find a lot of different shades that work for a lot of different skin tones. But if one of these shades works for you, I think it could be a good dupe for a lot less money. Her makeup artist doesn't really talk about any cheek products. She just says that she uses different ones. So, you know, we're gonna assume she has quite a few that she uses on Renee. But because she uses a Westman Atelier contour stick, I'm willing to bet that she also uses the Baby Cheeks Lip and Cheek Cream Blush Stick. There are 6 shades of this. They're all a natural finish. And I feel like she would use either like Petal, which is this dusty rose, or maybe Couchette, which is more of a nude peach. As I said, from all her reference pictures, it does look like she has blush and it looks like there's a little bit of color there, but it doesn't look too intense and it always looks more neutral. So either of these 2 shades would work really well. $48. Again, they're hydrating stick formula. It's clean formula. It's buildable as well. And these supposedly complement all skin tones. So it's basically the same formula and the contour in blush form. I think there are better options out there for blush sticks and other forms of like cream liquid blush. One of my favorite ones is the Glossier Cloud Paint. This is a gel cream blush, so it is a little bit of a different formula and it's not a stick, but I think it's very, very worth it. This comes in a plethora of colors. I feel like either Beam or Dusk could work really well for this specific look. And this is $22, which I don't feel like it's super up there when it comes to blush. It's definitely not a $10 blush, but this lasts on your cheeks forever. It looks natural and gorgeous. It doesn't look super matte or super glowy. It's that perfect in between. The littlest bit of product goes the longest of ways, so you do get a bang for your buck when it comes to these, trust me. And it's again buildable, so if you want to get super intense with it, you can, but you know, you can also get super natural with it and it'll last all day. So this, even though it's not the exact same, I think it could also work really, really well for a look like this. And then for her freckles, she uses Freck. Renee's like, we love Freck over here. So Freck, the original Freckle, you can get this and live your best life. I think this is a great product. The big one, the Freck XL, it's $28. The smaller one is $22, and the big one comes in Freck Noir for medium to dark skin tones, and the Freck, the normal one, the original one, it's light to medium skin tone. So this is a great product, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's one of my preferred products for freckles. It's very easy to use. It has a tiny, tiny brush, so you can be really precise with it, and the freckles last all day long. $28 is steep for the amount of product that you get. Like, the component is very small, but I've had mine for a few years and it's still going strong, so maybe it's not that bad. If you want something that's a little bit different and a little bit less expensive, the Buble and Rudy Berry Freckled Pen is $22. It's new. This is the easiest, most natural looking faux freckles ever. I will say they are more natural looking than the Freck ones. The little ball that comes with this product, it's like a little ball at the end of the pen, supposedly makes it super easy for you to just boop boop boop. I find it a little hard personally. That might be because my face is tiny, but it is a great product. It's a great alternative as well, and I know everyone is loving it at the moment, and it does look a little bit more natural, so I think this is a beautiful, beautiful alternative. Okay, now we're moving on to the eye products. There's not a lot to talk about what eyeshadows or what anything she uses. I just know a little bit about the liner that she actually uses. So I improvise a lot here, but I think these are products that you can use to get the look. Starting off with like eyeshadow, if you do want to add a little bit of that shadow and that extra dimension to the look, not just the liner. The product that I use today is the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paint in Smell Before Rain. It's $16 and it's the best taupe cream eyeshadow ever. It gives you that like a little bit of a smoky look, a little bit of definition. It's taupe, it's beautiful. There are so many colors of this formula that are amazing, but I think for this look, this specific color works beautifully, and I think the price is right because you can use this forever and ever and ever. So it's a beautiful, beautiful product. If you just want like a glittery version of this or just something that you can top your eyeliner with, I would recommend the Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop. These are $7 and they have quite a few different shades that you can use. You can go warmer if you want, you can go cooler. She does like to mix cool tones and warm tones in her looks, so whatever you already own or a version of this ColourPop Super Shock Shadows works beautifully, I think. And if you just want something to kind of like recreate everything in a very light manner, like eyeshadow, liner, a little bit of everything, I would recommend something like the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics eyeshadow palette. This has, you know, a bit of a warmer-ish tone tones, it has more taupes, and then it has some deeper colors that you can use for the eyeliner. So I think this is a really nice basic palette to have. These shades are very, very easy to use and blend, and this is $35, but it is a tiny palette that you can bring with you everywhere. It's full of basics, and I feel like you could use this 100% to recreate this look completely. And then for eyeliner, this is confirmed by her makeup artist. She uses the Inglot AMC eyeliner gel in the shade 77, which is the best black eyeliner you can ever have. Truly, makeup artists swear by this, and it is the best one. This is $22. You get a lot of product in here. It's the blackest, the most long-lasting eyeliner ever. This is obviously gel. It comes in a pot. You use it with a brush. You need a level of skill to be able to use this. I have used this. I'm not the best with eyeliner, and I've been able to use this, but if you fear eyeliner, then maybe this is not the best way for you to start. If you apply it on your waterline and tightline, it will not budge at all, especially the areas where your eyes get a little bit more watery. This is perfect. There's so many colors, but obviously she uses the black one, and this is the best gel eyeliner out there. No question, no doubt about it. It'll give you the best results. And then an alternative to that, there are quite a few at the drugstore. I will say anything that I've ever tried from the drugstore that is a dupe doesn't really compare to the original like Inglot one. That is like the holy grail, and it's not super expensive. But Renee's makeup artist actually has done a few posts on Instagram talking about a few products. Like, she doesn't really give you the details on what she's using, but she did a sponsorship with L'Oreal, and apparently she used the L'Oreal Infallible Grip Gel Mechanical Liner. This is $10.99. There are quite a few shades. She used the shade Intense Black, so I think this is a good alternative. This one apparently is super intense, super black. Obviously, it's a different presentation. It's a little bit of a chunkier liner. This is a smudge resistant waterproof formula. It delivers even strokes with 36-hour hold. Same as the Inglot one. I feel like there's obviously a lot of similarities, but it's not the same components. So $10.99, I feel like it's a good price for a liner. And if you're just starting out and you want to test this look out, I think it's the perfect way to start. For mascara, again, she doesn't really talk a lot about mascara, but in that same post, the makeup artist did say that she used the L'Oreal Telescopic Original Washable Mascara. This is $12.99. She used it in the shade Blackest Black, I believe. And this basically just gives you that length and definition. It's not the most volumizing mascara out there. As you can see, it just grips your lashes and defines them and lengthens them. It's not gonna give you that super crazy volume. So this is one that she used. Apparently, yeah, this enhances your lashes with legendary length and ultimate definition. A lot of people love it. From her looks, I would say you want something that is a little bit more, you know, voluminous though. So, I mean, this is what our makeup artist is saying, so it's what I'm recommending to you guys. But I do think if you want more of that volume, you can go for the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara. This is $20. You can get a mini for even cheaper if you just want to test it out. $20 is a great price point for mascara, I think. And I've seen this one and it has a lot of volume. It really like curls your lashes and it volumizes them as well. So it gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you a little bit of that length, a little bit of that curl, a little bit of that volume. I think it's a great product if you're trying to achieve this look. Maybe you already own it, but yeah, it's also long wearing, it's vegan, and it's a universal mascara with a unique eye hugging brush to lift, lengthen, curl, and volumize every lash type for a lusher look. So it's supposed to work on every lash type, and it does it all. So you might as well just try it out. It's not super expensive. Now, for falsies, I have seen that she either uses like more individuals or more like corner lashes. Again, I don't have any information on what the products are, but I do have a few recommendations. Velour lashes have amazing, beautiful, more natural lashes. This is a stripped, effortless, invisible, natural false lashes. One pair, $22. It is pricier, but the quality is there. You can reuse these and they look really nice. You know, they do give you that extra lift right at the edge of your eye, like the outer corner, because she does a lot of like lifted looks. I feel like she goes for stuff that's more elongated on the outer corner, and it looks really beautiful on different eye types, eye shapes. So I think this is like a great alternative if you're trying to, you know, add that volume and add that falsy effect. If you want to go for something that's a little bit cheaper, I would recommend the Allure Naturals Accent number 3 eyelashes. These are $5.99 for one pair. They look very, very natural and they're smaller, so they're perfect for the outer corner of the eye. As you can see, it gives you like a similar effect. It looks a little bit less natural than the velour ones do, but it still gives you that little bit of an extra lift. And these are very easy to use, actually. They look very natural. I've used Allure before, and they're, you know, perfect for beginners as well because the band is not thick at all. So I think they're a perfect alternative if you don't want to spend more than, you know, $10 on eyelashes. And if you're just, you know, trying out Renee's look, then you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money on falsies. So, and then lastly for the lips, I was able to gather some intel because there was once a story that Renee posted where she had like a handful of lip products, and I kind of dissected that handful of lip products and found the products that were in that story. So yeah, I was definitely Detective Sleuth, and I was able to find some of the products that she actually uses, so let's talk about them. For lip liners, as I said, she usually uses something that is deeper than her normal lip color. One of the products that she uses is the Tower 28 Beauty One Line Lip Liner, Eyeliner, and Cheek Pencil. This is all in one, and the shade is Draw Me. This is a chocolate brown. There are a few other shades that are lighter, but in the picture it looked like it was this one. So these are $15. You can use them all over. They're a great choice if you're looking for something that's not super expensive but still, you know, does it all. The shade looks very beautiful. It is pretty deep, so it's gonna work in a variety of different skin tones. It'll obviously look different depending on what your skin tone is, but apparently these are amazing. They're super creamy, no tugging or dragging. They have high pigment and long lasting colors. So Tower 28 does a lot of great products. I have yet to try this one, but if it's Renee approved, it's amazing. She also had a Makeup Forever Artist Color pencil in there. This is another product that you can use for your brows, eyes, and lips. So it's another one of those products that is very versatile. This is $24, so almost $10 more. I'm willing to bet she was carrying the shade Wherever Walnut because it's kind of the vibes that the picture was giving me. Not entirely sure though. It could have been another one, but I'm gonna go for Wherever Walnut because it is like this really nice kind of brownie pink. You know, it definitely looks different on different skin tones, but she is a lot lighter, so it's gonna look a little bit more contrasting on her. I'm pretty sure this is the one that she used. If not, it's another one of the shades within this range that looks very similar to this one. But if you don't want to pay the price, don't. If you want to go super, super cheap, NYX Slim Lip Pencil Creamy Long Lasting Lip Liner. Are we getting tired of me mentioning this and recommending this? Yeah, we're gonna suck it up because this is an amazing product. It's $5 and you get so many shades that you can use depending on your skin tone and kind of what you're going for. Then definitely play with the shades and find one that actually works for you. This one's kind of more mauve-y. Play with the shade range and find one that is a little bit deeper than your actual lip shade, and that's the one that's gonna work for you. It's better if it's more in the brownie, you know, pinky nude realm of things. But yeah, you can play with this. It's $5. Apparently they reformulated and it's not as amazing as I once thought it was, but I have yet to try the new formula, so it may still be a good one for $5. She uses a lip gloss. Her lips are always glossy and glowy. The lip gloss that she had in her pile was a Stila Plumping High Shine Lip Glaze. This is like a throwback. This is $24, and I don't know what shade she was using, so we're just gonna recommend the clear one because it's gonna work universally on everyone, and you can apply it on top of, you know, any lip product and it's gonna look beautiful. This is super high shine. It gives you that beautiful glossy shine. It's amazing. It's a cult classic. It's plumping, gently plumps and hydrates to give that powder an extra punch. So yeah, it's plumping, it's hydrating, and it's glossy. It gives you the best of all worlds. I, however, am obsessed with the About Face Light Lock Lip Gloss. These are $13. They don't have many shades. They also have more of like a clear shade that you can use, and you know, it's amazing. I already own one of these shades and it's such a great formula. Or you can go straight for one that is, you know, this is the shade Dare to Bear, which is more caramel and it has a lot more pigment to it. So you can go in with a pigmented lip gloss right off the bat. These are, again, great alternative, $13. So good. In her pile, we can also find the Dior Addict Lip Glow Oil in the shade Raspberry. It's pink, it's beautiful. You know, this is a cult classic product. It's hydrating on the lips. It gives you that mini like hint of color. It's $40 though. It's a lot of money for a lip oil, and there are so many alternatives everywhere now that I feel like you could find something that works for you that's cheaper in this similar like pinkish color. Q, the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. This is $8. And you can also find more of a pinkier light shade, or I feel like these are a little bit less pigmented, so you could go for maybe Rose Envy, which is more of a rosewood shade, and it's gonna give you a bit more of that like rosy nude that Renee usually sports. But these, again, high shine, hydrating, really beautiful formula. I have yet to try these, but apparently they are the bomb. They're amazing, and they're $8. So if you want a lip oil, you want to recreate Renee's look, I feel like you could go for this one. And that is how you do your makeup like Reneé Rapp. I am a little bit outside my comfort zone, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really, really into the look. Let me know if you enjoy this look, if you're gonna recreate it, if you love Reneé Rapp as much as I do, and if you have any suggestions on who I should do next in this beautiful series, then please let me know down below as well. But for now, that is it. Thank you so, so much for watching. I love you. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this weekly, and I hope to see you right here for my next one. Bye! Mwah.